Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, it's been a little bit of a while since I made my last video. I've just been caught up with school and a bunch of other things, and I've been really busy these past few days. So, we're back now, and today, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be doing a tutorial. I haven't done a tutorial in a while now. The last one I did was my hand tutorial, but it's been a while since then. I've done a lot of time lapses, but it's time for a tutorial. I don't really do that many tutorials because I actually don't really know. But I'm just fond of drawing these other things more, but I'll figure something out later. Now see, my first tutorial ever was a 3-part series. It was a Wolverine tutorial. It wasn't that good, but I decided to make a throwback and go for a hand tutorial. I taught you guys how to draw hands, and it turned out fairly better. Today, we're going to be learning how to draw another character, and it's the one and only Kylo Ren from Star Wars. I love drawing Star Wars. I'm sure a lot of you guys love Star Wars, but yeah. So I'm gonna be teaching you how to draw Kylo Ren. This will be a 3-part series again, but in this part we will be drawing the character. The next part will be the background, and perhaps we will do a color tutorial. So yeah, so you can watch me do this right now. Okay, so we're going to start now with the drawing for Kylo Ren. Now I always start with a layout. If you know on all my other tutorials, in my first Wolverine one, that was done with the pencil. In my hand tutorial, that was done with a pencil as well. And it doesn't matter how confident you are with drawing. You should always lay it out first, especially if you're working out new poses as well. And yeah, you just have to work on good anatomy and stuff. So I'm gonna get started right now. So first we're gonna go from the head and work our way down. So basically when you're laying out your character is made up with shapes. Like the first step of drawing a head is a circle. The biggest the circle will determine how big you want the head. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line in the middle, a little bit diagonal, just to identify where we want this head to be facing, what way we want to be pointing. Then we're going to draw 2 lines down and join them in the middle like so. I'm just going to make it a little more nicer. Alright, so we're going to draw 2 lines down for the neck. This is where we start to do the body, because instead of starting with 2 lines down, what we're going to do is we're going to draw 1 line here, not completely to the neck, because this will define where the I don't know what it's called. I think it's the collarbone, but yeah. So where I'm gonna put dots on where this part ends, and then we're going to make a curve here and bring it back down. So we're just gonna make this into a circle thing, and when it gets here, we make this curve, and we should start to begin with this chest thing, and yeah. So now with the neck, we're just gonna join it to the 2 dots we made. And yeah, the body will not be shaped like this. Don't worry. So we're just going to draw a line down here, another line down here. The waist is looking a bit thin right now, but we're going to fix that by adding another line here. That was just to determine how the waist would act. So, like that. We're going to put it up and just make it a bit more shaped. Alright. Now, Kylo Ren, he's got a scary look to him. So we have to make this feel more intimidating later. So right now we're just working out body. The arms, it will cover the upper body here, but right now we're just trying to determine this stuff. like the legs and things. So I'm just trying to rough in good proportions because Kylo Ren, he's quite tall, and you have to give him that strong intimidating look, but don't make him too like, I don't know, like don't go too overboard with a character. Like don't suddenly like give him random six-pack on his clothes things, because like then you're just making him too strong, and that's not how Kylo Ren is, and things like that. Just roughing out the ankles here. It's basically just two triangles connected to the legs, and then we're going to draw two lines that go apart from each other and join them diagonally to the So you're going to join, basically you're joining your tire diagonally to where like you want, to where the foot actually is shaped. If you can't just draw straight, because that's not normal. A foot isn't straight. It's got a turn to it, like like this part here where the diagonal part ends at the biggest area that's the like big toe area. Right now my legs are looking very in shape. We want them facing the same way. So I'm just going to just take this part off and rub this off. Okay, so we're just gonna fix that. Alright, and yeah, the feet we'll work on it later. Just try to roughen things. I will be teaching you things in terms of backgrounds and stuff. But right now I'm just showing you the basics of creating this character. Like I will be showing you in another video, like in the next tutorial video, like I'm gonna split this into two parts. I'm gonna do one will be this guy, and the other will be the tutorial on the background. Just trying to rough the arms in and stuff. Okay, so we're actually gonna rub this out. That's how you will do the arm if you just want him standing still, standing normal. But we want it proper, and we're gonna make the shoulder bigger because right now his head is looking a bit big for everything. So we have to make it a bit bigger. If anything, actually, we should make this smaller. Just do this. And then rub out some of the previous layout. You should see how the head basically shrank. So we're roughing in muscles here. And we're going to do like a slight curve to this. Or just make it a bit straight as well. Then we're going to do a curve here and bring it down there. Curve here. And then we're going to put a circle here. That will determine where the hand will go. It's not going there yet, but it will go there. And as you can see, I'm trying to be as clear as possible in this. So, we're trying to play with perspective here. Like, what we're going to do, this pose that we're doing right now, we're going to draw another circle here, because he's going to be holding his saber. That's what we want this. You can do it literally any other way. Yeah, you can do it like literally any other way you want. But I'm doing it this way because that's the point of art. You do what you want. You do what you want with it. Try to get better at everything. So, yeah, I'm just gonna put this little thing down. Okay, okay. And yeah, we got a basic idea. So, just gonna draw a basic shape of the saber. As you know, Kylo Ren's saber is different from others. He's got two side parts, and yeah. So currently, this is our skeleton. That's what you call it. Like you can call it a layout, you can call it an underdrawing, or you can call it a skeleton. I'm just gonna call it skeleton for the minute. Like I can call it whatever I want, and whatever. Now the thing is, if you're drawing your own character, it's completely up to you what you do. But the thing is, we're drawing a character that's from a movie or something. So if you're new to doing something like that, drawing something like that, even if you've seen the movie 10 times or something, you're going to want a lot of reference images, because That's how it works. I mean, it's not like you're just gonna like draw his eyes yellow by mistake, but like you should have reference images to determine like how all the details gonna go. And yeah, so I'm just gonna close up a bit. Just move this. Alright, so I've closed up quite a bit on the main area. I'm just gonna make it brighter for you guys. Alright, so as you can see, that's our head right now. So first we're gonna work out the eyes, and then the rest of the face, and then what will happen is, when we do that, only then can we put the rest into shape. So we're just gonna rough that out right now. So we're gonna do a curve just above the eye line in the same kind of way. Then make a curve here, and a curve here, and curve it up like this. Like that. These are Kylo Ren's eyes. We're going to draw a line that goes down here, a line that goes down here, and curve it back up, and bring it a big curve there. We're gonna draw some lines here. You don't have to get too detailed with the layout, because it's just way using pencil, perhaps. So we're just going to draw a line there. Then we're gonna do 2 lines down, and this shape. Alright, and yeah. So we're going to give him I don't know what it's called, a cowl or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line. So currently, we've given him a girl's hair. But what we're going to do is we're going to do that, make it a bit thinner down there, and then bring it back down here, and then do it like that. And as you can see, we have his cloak thing. If you can see, that is. So we're gonna rough in the basic arm shape before we get to the body. So because if you do the body first, you might not know how you're gonna place the rest of it. So right now I'm roughing in some shoulder pads things. And see, Kylo Ren's arms, they're not really that detailed. They're just a bunch of curves. So I'm just doing random curves. It's not like this. It's not so messy. I'm just doing it like that right now because we will be doing it later, and you don't need to lay out a bunch of curves, but you can if you want. So for the saber, we want him to be holding it with 2 hands. So what we're going to do, if you've made this a bit high, we're gonna take this arm off, just remove it for the time being, put this curve here so we know that there's like an arm there. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw the basic point of the saber. You're going to need some reference images for this. You're going to need a lot of reference images for the saber because, like, see, if you're drawing a saber, it's going to need a lot of reference images because of the fact that you can't remember such details. You can't, really. Basically, that. And now we're going to draw 2 little things here. And just keep this line here because it doesn't really matter. For the lower area, what we're going to do is we're going to do like this little triangle thing just to separate the neck from the body, and we're going to give it a little bit of nice detail like that. And we're going to add like, I don't know what to call it, but they're like just a bunch of lines going down the middle. You just at the middle of the entire body, you're doing this, and that's so simple. Like, if you're getting it too big, they should be smaller, so you just put it between. It's just so simple, just drawing lines. That's the simplest thing in drawing, really. If you know how to draw a line. Yeah. So, as you can see, we have an upper body. Yay. So, if you got this far, congratulations. We're gonna move down more. Just gonna move this. So, we're gonna move to the legs here. Alright, so we're gonna rough in a belt here, just to make it a bit more detailed. I don't have a reference with me, because I planned the entire thing, but the thing is that, so I'm not sure if Kylo Ren has a belt. As a belt, so you shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, just not looking at references. So I'm just roughing in a small belt thing. Like, you can perfect it any way you want, really. And yeah. So we're going to make this little how do I explain, the crutch area, we're gonna make it more, just look a bit more studded. Like, make it fit with the legs, because, like, if it doesn't fit with the legs, then it's hard to actually add detail to it. So we're gonna go down more, and we're gonna add his, boots. He's got some very thick boots. Some very thick boots he has. So, and they are straight, a bit straight. So don't make it the same shape as you made the leg shape, because, like, like, it's normal as well. If a normal person puts on a boot, it will be shaped like the way it is, not the way that your leg is shaped. The way your leg is shaped. I know that might sound a bit weird, but yeah, like, if I went to go outside and I put shoes on, the shoe wouldn't, it's the shape of my foot, but it wouldn't be the shape of my actual foot. It'll stay the shape that it's meant to be. It'll only change depending on size. And as you can see, the boots that I'm drawing here, they are very detailed, and I'm trying to make them quite thick here. Alright, and yes, we're done with the boots. Now, right now, Kylo Ren's got some Wolverine legs, so we need to fix that. We're gonna draw two almost curved lines down, because it's not supposed to be muscular down there. So I'm just going to rough in some of these stripe things again. I'm just going to draw two lines like that. And there we go. So now, Kylo Ren, he needs his cloak. Right? He's got the hood part, but he needs the cloak. So we're gonna start it from the shoulder pad, and then go line down, and we're curving it, and yeah, you want to make it as wrinkled as if, like, of how much it's blowing. Like, just if it's blowing just a little bit, just add a couple of wrinkles, like, or things like that. And we're going to add two little I don't know what to call it, really, just two, like, sheet things going down. And yeah, so I'm just gonna zoom out again. But I haven't zoomed out once, actually, but I'm just zooming out just to show you what we have so far. So if you got this far, congratulations. You could stop here. I don't care. Even usually, if people are using a normal pencil instead of just a pen, they would stop here. Even if you're using a red pencil, you can stop here. But I'm gonna keep going and ink this thing. So what I'm using to ink is if you can see clear enough, this is a Micron 005. It's a very thin kind of drawing pen that we're going to use to outline Kylo Ren. So we're just going to zoom on the face again. It's not looking very nice here, zooming in. So, yeah, so we're just going to roughly do this. So we're doing very small lines, just outlining the things we've done. Just like that. As you can see, I'm leaving this little part out. That's where the saber is gonna go. So don't fill it in just yet. Alright. And there we have that. The lines, they don't look so nice yet because they're currently very thick and everything. So we're going to rough in this saber area thing. Just going to rough how big we want it. And just put it down. We don't have to put it down to the actual saber part just yet. We're just going to rough that in and just complete the areas. This is just making it easier. Alright, we're going to add 2 lines down here. This is going to add reflection. So we're just going to fill this in. You're going to add like a little bit of a curve like down there because like there's a saber in front of him. It should add some glow. Just a little bit of hatching. Try to add just not so much hatching. It will cover up the entire glass. Like, I've done that. That's a mistake. But maybe you shouldn't. So, I'm zooming out again because I don't think we need to have it zoomed in anymore. So, if you want, you can zoom the video yourself. I think you can do that on YouTube, but whatever. So, we're just drawing one final curve here. And yeah. So, now, some of the stripes on, like, the helmet area, they are thick. They're more black. So, I'm going to use a different micron. This is a micron 0.8. It is a very thick micron. So, what we're going to do is, the stripes we made, we're going to draw over those. And they should just come out thicker. The tiniest of details should be done with the smallest pen you have. If you use the same pen for all of this, then I don't really know what you're going to do with that. So we're going to just draw 2 squares here and 1 square here. Bring that down and do it like that. As you can see, there we have that. So we're going to we're going to actually draw 2 lines here. Then we're going to rough the neck. And just going to draw like that. We should have a decent neck. We're going to do the cowl now. Instead of a micron for this part, I'm going to be using this. This is a very thick pen. It's a Sharpie. Like, look how thick this is. It's what I use for shading, for borderlines, for background. That's what I use. So we're going to use it for this because it will be done with the Sharpie anyway. So we're just going to use that currently to do the color area. Like, we will be shading with a Sharpie, but all of the shading part will be done completely right after we complete the outline. You don't need this part of the video to help you with an outline, but if you're not confident enough and you want to watch the way I do it, then you can. I have no objection. Alright. So, if you remember earlier, what we did with the arms was, we did this thing with the arms where, like, we did the detail on the arms first, and then we did the body. So, we're going to do that same thing. So, we're going to start off by finishing the lightsaber from where it started to where it ends, like here. Just got some details here. And we're just going to do a little bit of rugged parts here. We're doing these little parts rugged a bit because, like, it's the saber part. These pieces on the sides come out charging instead of the top one here, because this top saber part of the saber is quite concentrated than anything else. It's a little rugged. Like, we did put a couple of lines here, but yeah. So we're going to add this, and we're going to add some lines here like that. Next, we're going to do this shoulder pad thing. Now, the shoulder pad should have a gap. It shouldn't be so tight on camera. Yes, to fight. So, we're going to do a curve on the inside here. Make it smaller as we go down. And then, with the Sharpie or whatever pen you're using, just make it black for shadow. Like, this isn't the comic shadow we will be doing later. It's just for this right now. So we're going to add this. We're going to make this shape of the arm. The shape of the arm, the way we drew it earlier, it should act towards that, because the suit that Kylo Ren wears is actually the suit that Kylo Ren wears. The arms, they do look a bit like tight on him in a way. So now that we've done that, we're going to do those little curves I told you about in the same angle as where the arm is pointing. Just and we have that. Now we're going to draw lines between these lines, make these like lines really quick, so it feels like there's a lot of this stuff on, a lot of like lines on him. Let's just go line, 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 line. I'm gonna stop now. We're gonna draw the collarbone thing here, so just this part joins the shoulders. And now we're going to do this curve here, and we're going to fill this area with black. So what I'm going to do now is work out the other arm. Just do the same thing you did with this arm. Just do the same thing with this arm. It shouldn't be any different, like, unless you want it to. That's the point of drawing. It's just to have fun. Just to have fun with it. Do what you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nobody will object it unless you're doing it for someone. Like, the only time when you should draw to the way it's supposed to be and not just the way you want is when you are instructed to do something like that. I am instructing you how to draw it, but I'm not instructing you that you have to do it this way. Okay, it's actually very hot in this room, so I'm going a little slow. I'll try to go a little faster if that's okay, but I'm still not going to go as fast as this is, because I'm just trying to help you. So I'm just doing the same thing we did, draw lines in the same direction as the arm is pointed or shaped. Just adding lines, do hatch lines. These are what I'm calling hatch lines, the lines we did earlier. And the lines we're doing right now, they're called hatch lines because you're just flicking your pen. Here, you're going to draw a line to where the middle of the chest is and draw a line right next to it. And so before we get into the actual chest area, we're going to finish the shape of the chest area, so we know where to stop when we're done with this. So first what we're going to do is we're going to add a line just like going like this. Just give it a little dimension. And yeah, so we're just going to do that. And just do those lines. Alright, just like these lines that you're doing on both sides, like they should connect in the middle. Like this line here, it's going down here. Start from there, and just do it like that. And eventually, you should have this. If you want, you can add more lines to make it look natural, but the thing is that it's just, it doesn't really matter. So, for borders, usually I do the borders after I do the main inking area, but I'm just gonna do a border here around this arm, just to separate the arm from the actual, separate the arm and the saber from the actual thing, because like we're separating it from the actual everywhere else, so it's easier for us. That's the point of borders. It's supposed to prove that there's something like in front of it, not connecting to it. That's how backgrounds work. That's also how backgrounds work in drawing. It separates the actual the border separates the character from the background, or the ship from the background, or whatever you want, or whatever you're doing right now. You can be literally doing anything. Same thing for when I do the background tutorial in another video. Probably won't be the next, but it might be. I don't really know. But whenever you're doing something like that, you should make sure that you're creative with your backgrounds. Like if you want to follow a tutorial for a background, then that doesn't really matter if you do it. But even if you do it yourself, it still doesn't matter. It's what you want, so it's what you'll eventually get. So now what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to do this part around the belt area, separating the belt from everywhere, and just shape this the way it has to be. And there we go. So currently we have the entire like upper body done. Right now this area is looking a bit plain, so we're just going to add a couple of details. Some of these details are unnecessary, so that's what this is all about, just unnecessary. So instead of the 0.5, if you're drawing a long line, do not use your thinnest pen because it'll grow weak eventually then. We're going to draw a line just following where the legs are actually going. It's the same thing for when you're drawing something that is thick in a drawing. Like these boots, they are quite thick, and if you're drawing something thick, you should use a thick pen. Like, if you don't have microns, nobody ever said, actually, you needed to use microns. I'm just preferring this because I feel comfortable with the microns. Microns are a very amazing thing. Sakura is just amazing at creating all these, microns. They don't come in just black. I only use black. I use, like, different things, to color. And if you want, I can make a tutorial on coloring this character. Like, the background tutorial I will have to do. But if you want to see some color tutorial, then leave in the comment section below if you want to see that. And if you do want to see it, then yeah, you're not. Alright, now we're going to do the legs. Now, even though he's not muscly, the leg is shaped in such a way. So if you're doing a curve, you want to do it like that. Because it's not actually shaped like that, but it's going like that. I'm going to do 3 of these little lines here. And there we go. And then here, we're going to draw these kind of shapes here. It's the same shapes that we did on the hands. Just like that. So we're going to add border around that. Once you've done that, that's the basic character done. Accessories, they are part of the character, but it's the basic character done, not the accessory, the character. And we're just gonna border this up. It's a little windy outside if you can hear something. You're going to add borders around these little bits because they are quite thick and they should be a bit separated from the background. That is the basic character done. For the cape, what we're going to do is we're going to draw 2 like notch things here, a curve here. Then instead of with my hand, I'm just gonna use a ruler to do this. And then we're going to do this. There we go. And now let's work on shading. Just gonna close up again. So I'm going to, for big areas, you will need a thick marker. So for thick areas, I'm going to be using a chisel tip Sharpie. But for these small areas like the face and everything, I'm going to use a fine tip. Fine tip, because that's what you need. If you use a big Sharpie for like the tiny dot, then that's going to be a problem. So first we have the thing. You have to decide where the light is coming from. So I want the light to come from up here. I'm not drawing anything. I'm gonna have it come from here. Yeah, here. So you have to draw lines and things everywhere. You have to draw like shading parts, and they have to be pointed. The lightest area should be where you decided to make it light. Make it light. That's how shadow works, not only in comic drawings, but in real life. Wherever there's no light, there's shadow. As you can see, we got some very nice shadow. We've got like some very nice shadow, and we're going to come out a bit on this. And what we're going to do is we're going to like outline some part here and there. Okay, next we're going to just basically for this, between all this, as you keep going down, the shadow should get longer because it's starting to go away from the light more and more. And on this side, it's a bit different. You're just drawing it from the bottom areas, and then you're going to draw from the middle. And see, if the light is going here, there is shadow here, but then there's a bit of light here. So you're going to let that go down, and then just bring it all down there. Here, and there you go. Yeah, for the shoulder pads, we are going to add this shape, and then we're just going to fill that in. Just make it a bit longer. There we go. Then, like here we have that. And then, see, for this part, we're going to give this a couple of black shadow lines. Even if the light isn't there, these are shadow lines that it's creating the word depth. It's creating depth into this because these are ridges, not just lines. And we're just going to fill it in like this. Like that, and boom. For the hands, we're just going to draw like these shapes. Alright. Now, here, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a shape like this. Shape like this. If you're shading two different like panels, the shading shouldn't connect. Shouldn't connect because it should only connect if you're doing a if this is one plate, but it's not. So now we're gonna do the legs, and yeah, I wouldn't say this is as accurate as I wanted it to do, but you know what they say, it is what it is. And we're just, see, it is what it is, so, like, we're just trying to do, what do we want with this? Like, even if you don't know what it looks like, you can do whatever you want with it. Like, you could literally turn Kylo Ren from this, terrifying being into some cute little kid or something, but you do whatever you want with it. That's how it works. So I'm just gonna be quiet for a second and do this part of shading here. Yeah, the Sharpies had it. I think we're done with this small one. Actually, we're going to use the small one for the legs as well. I was going to use the big one for the legs, but then I realized that the big one, see, my big Sharpies, they run out so much faster than the smaller ones. It gets annoying sometimes, and yeah, it gets really annoying. So we're just going to add this. Just gonna bring the camera down a bit. Just gonna add some shading here, something here, like that. Alright. Now we're going to do the cape. We will not fill the entire cape. Even because the light, it's coming from behind a bit. So this part, it should be all shadow, but it's not going to be. What we'll do is, we're going to make a curve here that's the same shape as the wrinkle next to it, and then just follow with that. Similar to here, just a bit different. We're going to make it a bit longer. We're going to make a line here. As you can see, my Sharpie here, it doesn't really look as nice. It doesn't look that black because, you know, I just told you, my Sharpies ran out really quick. This isn't a new Sharpie. Like, I've been using it for a while, but, like for, like, a week now. Usually my fine tip Sharpies, they don't run out they don't run out for, like, many weeks. One of these will run out in, like, 2 weeks. Yeah, in like 2 weeks' time, one of these will probably run out or annoyingly not put enough black, and I'll just have to get a different one. Alright. Now, we are almost done with this part of the tutorial. Now, what we are going to do now is, what we want to do is the shading should wrap around where the shadow is being casted. So, this can be done in a process called hatching. So, it's just basically lines going up like that. Just basically like that. And before we actually get more to it, I'm going to rub out, like, most of this layout so it's not so red. I will rub out all of it later, but just rub out most of the basic layout here. Just like that. And then we're going to add some hatching. Another thing that people do is, there is a technique of hatching where, like, what artists do is, like, they take the hatching that they did and they put it around the other way like this. This is a method called cross-hatching. And we're just trying to do this. Like, in my hand tutorial, I didn't add any shading in that because at that time, I wasn't worried about teaching you how to shade hands or things like that. I was just teaching you how to draw a structure of a hand. But on this, I'm teaching you how to draw a full character. I'm not just teaching you how to draw, like, the structure of the character or the basic idea of the character. I'm teaching you how to draw a character. There will be more tutorials I do where it's basically a tutorial on male structure or female structure or head structure. But it doesn't really matter what will be done in the future. So, we're just going to do this. But I've been working on this for only 16 minutes. I think that's what we'll call it right now. 16 minutes. And I'm already tired. I don't know if it's on 16 minutes. I'm not bothering to read my camera right now. It feels like 16 minutes. 16 minutes. It'd be funny if that, like, you know, I'm just thinking it'd be funny if that, like, it'd be funny if, like, I said it's only been 16 minutes and, then everybody spam comments the fact that it's been, like, almost an hour. That would be hilarious. But really, I'm not really bothering to check the camera right now, so who cares how long the timer is? Like, it doesn't really matter to me how long I do this for. My last tutorial video, it was my last tutorial video, that was my longest video ever. It was 43 minutes. When I first started my channel, my videos were like 2 minutes. One of my tutorials was done in 3 parts, and those videos, it was like, I don't know, 12 minutes each part. But on this, it's like, what do you call it? It's like, in that video, it was like so long. So what we're going to do here, this is hatching, but on the cape. And then we're going to do some cross-hatching here for, like, threads and things, so. And, wait. Let's zoom out. I am putting my pen down to say that we have completed the Kylo Ren drawing tutorial. So that was me drawing Kylo Ren for the tutorial today. It doesn't look like much at the moment, seeing as like it doesn't really look. Actually, okay, listen. It doesn't look like much because there's no background, there's no nothing. Because like we put it on the side of the sheet because of this background thing we're doing. If we put it in the middle, it would have looked a bit nicer. But we will be doing a background tutorial later. It'll be teaching you not only how to make a tutorial from the drawing you just did today, but it'll teach you how to do just background, depending on what kind of thing we're doing. So, yeah, I hope to teach you guys again how to draw things, and I'll be doing more in the future. So, until next time, everybody, bye.